want to make sure that it
And
sounds good. The audio is good for you guys because the laptops are kind of far away.
we're
No,
getting
wait,
live.
is it not the mic?
Okay. Let's see.
Can you guys hear this?
I think. Let's see. We will find out.
Okay, no, I'm so confused. Some people are saying bring it closer to you.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you. I have a confirmation that we are heard.
Okay, how make sure you're hearing the mic. Okay, I guess they're all saying it's good. Okay.
They're all saying it's good. Okay.
This is gonna be fun when people come back and watch this live and I watch it, so they'll try to figure it out.
Okay, that's on both lives. It works. We are heard. Guys, so happy to be live. Alex, first of all, I want to give thanks to Alex for having her on my podcast, and I'm super happy that we are live on both platforms. Alex and I, we've met not so long ago.
Yeah, no, like
Literally like a week ago. Exactly. That day was like literally blasting. Like a lot has happened that day. So the moment we connected, we said that we have to come together and talk more about the 5D ascending because this 3D world here is like so challenging. So I've been stoked about Alex's experience and a pretty big impact to each other when we met. So I wanna to start like this with sharing a bit from your experiences so far into the 3D and how it's been your journey, Alex, and having such an amazing public watching you and following you because I love your content, by the way. I love your content. And I want us to share also with the people that are following right now, also from Romania. Yes.
So I need to know what my people are saying and if there's anybody on here from Romania. But
they're sending you hearts. They're sending you hearts. That I cannot see.
Oh, they can't hear me. That's why they're saying. That's why they're putting that.
Whoa, let's see.
They're like trying to get like, hold on, maybe put it in my headphones off.
Let's see.
That might have been the issue. Hello, can you guys hear me? Hold on. Oh no.
I have a confirmation that we are both heard.
You're good. You're good. It might have been me. I took my headphones off and that might have been the issue.
I think things are getting back to normal.
Hold on. Everybody's like, we can't hear you. What happened, guys? If anything, I will disconnect everything and just do it with the audio from the. No, they can't hear me. She introduced herself, and then it went out.
Oh.
No, yeah, look. It's not working. It's not picking up sound at all. Okay. So
let's take it out. Take the microphone.
Yeah.
Take the microphone out, and just leave the computer.
And let's use the audio from the computer. Can you guys hear me now? I'm going to disconnect everything. No, we can't hear me. Sorry, guys.
It's fine. I think we will all learn patience a bit tonight, guys. So this is a new device here connecting. So let's see.
We are testing.
You will hear us in a bit, I'm sure.
Okay, I'm gonna end this one and I'm going to start another one.
Okay. Start another live directly without the microphone.
Yep.
Just allowing the computer to take the sound.
And I'm going to put my headphones on.
We are starting our magical night here, guys, with you.
Everything was working fine.
Well, something happened probably with the iPod when you remove it or something.
Okay, let's do this.
So guys, if you see this right now, I'm super happy to have this live from San Diego. It's been a wonderful time here. I've been meeting a lot of wonderful people. Alex here, it's one of the people I love the most ever since my trip to San Diego. And we wanted to join tonight to talk more about what it takes to be a spiritual person in the 3D, what it takes to ascend into the 5D. I guess we are all super, super challenged every day, and it's been a lot happening lately in the universe as well. Astrologically, we are under the effect of a full moon right now. So maybe the full moon is like blocking the signal, but it's perfectly fine. Let's see. Yay! Okay.
It's like ocean to me, so.
Ocean. Well, we are near to the ocean, and yes, you're the first person saying that.
Really?
My name, Wanja. Yeah, ocean.
I'm the first person to say that?
Yes, honestly, yes.
People don't think that when they look at your last name, it looks just like Oceana.
I love that. You know, I'm very connected to water. I'm a water sign, so.
Cancer. Oh my God, hold on, because me working with a Cancer.
Yes.
Okay, I think we're good. I see the little green. So
okay, guys.
Okay, so sorry. Let me get you in here. Let's get a good.
I'm so happy we're back, guys, and
you have no idea what happened. So sorry. They'll start rolling in a little bit. Give it like a minute.
Everyone, guys, just please also go to Alex's YouTube, Alex Serves, and press follow there. And I'm super looking forward to see these on both platforms.
Yeah, sorry guys, we have no idea what happened. We're back now. We literally just disconnected all the microphones, all the headphones. This is why I don't like technology.
Yeah, you know what? For Cancer technology, like we're kind of like old style. Like this is why I'm like Zoom connected, go live, like the simplest and easiest way possible. Yes.
I feel like okay, so she's a Cancer and I'm a Taurus, and I feel like I always say Cancers and Taurus are the same vibe, except for that at the end of the day, like because we both talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like we both like stand up for ourselves, and we're like fighters, and we call people out. But then like at the end of the day, I just feel like Cancers just cry, and then Tauruses will actually like fight you. And I feel like that's the difference.
Well, you know, Taurus and Cancer, like earth and water, and we have a saying actually in Romania, we are all water and earth.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We are the elements.
And
so
I have had like bumping heads with Cancers since like the end of like 2019, and I'm like, what is Cancers? Cancers? And now I'm like, oh my God, look at me. Yeah. Friends with a Cancer.
Actually, I am surrounded by Taurus. So my mom is a Taurus, my boyfriend is a Taurus, you're a Taurus, a lot of my friends in Romania are Taurus. Yeah. I kind of like need Earth, probably.
I'm a Pisces moon, so
to ground.
I'm a crybaby. I cry today. I mean, I cry like every day I can. I'm like, oh, I'm just so emotional.
Well, that's good, you know, because that I think is the challenge in the 3D, to actually allow yourself to get rid of what is not serving, to filter everything, to give it to the earth, to not to hold on, because you know the nowadays even in schools it's like so difficult because we are shown go into this direction, go like this, walk like this, dress like this, do like this. So people are kind of like on like autopilot many times over, so you don't have time to look for your emotions.
Right.
And I think that's the most important thing. And when you are near to the Cancer, believe me, you are becoming, it's impossible not to become emotional, because Cancer comes with this like loving and motherly energy that I think we all miss in some way. Well,
that's the only part of me that
well, it means maybe look that Cancer signs help you heal something, probably. And you know, we are mirroring guys, we're mirrors for each other. So Alex and I, exchanging energy, healing each other in many ways. People who are watching, we're sharing vibration, we're sharing energy. So I will love for them to also let you know in the messages what kind of zodiac signs we're having here. Yes, we would love to know that, guys.
We got a double Virgo with Pisces moon. Cancers have strong feminine energy.
Yes.
I'm a Cancer. I'm a Gemini. Cancer sun, Capricorn.
Whoa.
Pisces.
my moon is in a Libra.
Oh, my mom's a Libra.
So yeah, well, look, and it's been like since 30 years old that I've went through more into my like my moon, my ascendant. So I think I'm in the spirit of life in which I am trying to reach my balance, to lift myself up into higher consciousness, because I think this is the reason why we're coming here, right? Ascending into a higher level of consciousness. So please, Alex, tell me how have been your experiences so far with us, trying to balance, trying to lift yourself up. When did you woke consciously?
Oh my God.
Tell me your experience.
I will try to wrap this up because I can talk forever with every detail. But, I just found out that you were actually born and raised in Romania, and just recently moved to the States, even though you had visited. And I was born in Puerto Rico, but Puerto Rico is U.S. territory.
Yeah.
So it's the same rules. So pretty much U.S. citizen my whole life. So it's interesting because, I would love to hear your story. The difference in Romania versus growing up in America, the difference in how it's all viewed as society and what we believe in, right? Because I think other countries are just so much more open-minded than the U.S. when it comes to this stuff. This is crazy here and witchy or whatever, and it's there's just so many misconceptions about everything here.
That's so funny that you say, because us from the Romanian and European side, we think that you guys in US are more open-minded and more open to higher levels of consciousness.
Oh my God. No, yeah. I wonder if everybody just perceives everybody else as they're more open or they are more this, and none of us really are. We're all trapped.
Oh, I think we are all in the same process of self-knowledge and self-love, and I think that's the hardest part that someone will ever achieve in the 3D, which is self-love. I think we're all in this journey of self-knowledge and trying to love this body, trying to love this experience, trying to absorb everything that is around us in order to grow. But sometimes we use this in a total wrong way. We take the signs, we take the nationalities and everything, and we take it too heavy. We're too heavy on us.
Yeah. So okay, so I was born in Puerto Rico, moved to Florida when I was 6. My mom both of my parents were Catholic because the whole island is Catholic, because who isn't when they've colonized the entire world, so from 2,000 years ago. And then when I was 2, my mom converted to Christianity, but to Seventh-day Adventists, and Seventh-day Adventists observed the Sabbath from Friday night sundown to Saturday night sundown, like Judaism. So I grew up it was, and Seventh-day Adventists came from Protestant and Baptist. And so my mom was on a search of what she resonates with, or what resonates with her more, rather than the Catholic Church, because she was she knew they were no good. So she went looking, and this is the one that she felt aligned the most with the Bible. So since I was 2, I was raised as Seventh-day Adventist. So every Friday night, I had 6 days to function while everybody had 7. The 7th day was it was the day of rest. I didn't do anything. I never worked on the Sabbath. I didn't go to football games. I didn't go to dance. I didn't hang out with people. I was very sheltered in a bubble growing up. But my mom was awake in the way that she knew that the Catholic Church and that the government and all this stuff, excuse me, the system was corrupt. And so she'd always be oh my God, like, don't stress about school and don't stress about a job. Like, just
Yeah.
stay home. And she was a stay-at-home mom. So she'd be like, you'll be fine. This doesn't matter. Like, the world's going to end anyway.
Oh
And so,
my
like,
God.
I grew up, like, the world's going to end at some point. So, like, who really cares, right? And so, but her ways, like, I appreciate it because I was aware to,
Mhm.
I was a good student and I was a very hard worker and always on time and everything. But like I would make myself go. Like she would be fine if I just didn't want to. But but she also expected me to be a good student. So it was like this thing that
In the
like
same time.
she was just like, just don't stress because I as
Yeah.
a Taurus, like I needed the organization, I needed the
Yes,
schedule, I needed
yes.
everything to be perfect and organized. And if it didn't, like I would have breakdowns crying if I like didn't do good on a homework assignment or something. And she's like, it's just school, like it's not that serious. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
no, it is. It's like the end of the world. Like everything was like the end of the world to me.
Wow.
It is because I thought that the world was gonna end soon. So I was like, this is it. This is the end of the world. Like the
Yeah.
boy broke up with me or something. But then yeah, it was just like I always felt so trapped in my body in the way that I didn't understand because she was so strict and so like
Mhm.
obsessed with the Bible. And I would read the Bible and question things like, this doesn't make sense to me. You're gonna tell me you believe God makes everyone, but then he also makes people gay and then he condemns them to hell for it. Like how the logic doesn't add up. You
Yeah.
can't believe that he makes everyone and then that he makes everyone in his image, and then people are gay, and then now he's going to send us to hell. No, oh, well, it's a choice. I'm like,
Yeah.
why would he give people the choice to let them burn in hell? This doesn't make sense to me. So I would like question these things, and then I would ask her,
Which
like,
is normal.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I would just ask her, like, so if I was born in like India and I was a different religion, like God wouldn't love me, like I would just be like in hell, and then she'd just be like, well, they just have to know like the true God because they worship false idols. And I'm just like, but I just don't agree with this. I think everyone like has a right to believe whatever. You can't say that. Like, how do you know you're right? And so I just
Exactly.
always questioned, but I was so like connected to. For me, it's God. I know people call it like source, the universe, whatever. For me, it was God because I was like, I felt so connected that I was like, you get me. Nobody gets me, but you get me. And so I'm gonna do what I'm being told I'm supposed to do, even though it doesn't make sense in my head. Like, I don't think you're really like this, but this is what they're telling me. So it was like this struggle of me being
Yeah.
like interested in other things that I was told was like evil, and I wasn't allowed to like. I always was interested in like, ooh, like what is this? And like I want to learn more. And it's like, no, stay away from it. It's bad. Like I literally was obsessed with the yin yang sign as a kid, and I have no idea why. I didn't know what it meant. I just thought it was just like cool. I was like, oh my God, I love it. I was so drawn to it.
Yeah.
And my mom made me stop. She was like, no, that's not of God. And it's like it's literally balance. Like that's all it
Yeah.
is. So
And
like
we all look for balance.
yeah, like
right?
my soul knew there I had a mission and it was balance. So it was rough, but I
Yeah.
did it. And then I was like unhappy, very unhappy.
Why?
So I was unhappy
Why?
because I was not being true to myself. Like I'm like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. Like literally, I always journal throughout my life, and so I would read my journal. Like I read my journal entries now, and I'd be like, I don't understand why this is happening, but I'm just gonna trust because you know more. And it's like I was just so angry all the time, and I was always so sad. Like I could have filled a river with the tears that I've cried in my life from like heartbreak and feeling like I'm not a bad person. Why do bad things keep happening to me? Like I just don't understand.
This is so interesting because we tend to this is a bad person, this is a good person. It's always this separation constantly, and this is what creates a lot of conflict and a lot of tension in the human body physically, because sometimes you feel like that anger, that tension in your body. That's because we fracture something, and a lot of the fractures that happen in our life like usually come super direct and usually come from our family, the closest, because you will have in a lifetime quite of like 5 people maximum that will be there for you, like speak the truth or speak the hell out of it just because they want to test you in a way. We are being tested all the time, tested to see how much can we open, how faster can we balance, how much we can absorb, how much we can, how can we find the way back to our own truth.
Yes.
Because I think this is the key. in the 3D. And also from my experience, until I stopped being untrue to myself and stopped being super honest, first of all towards myself and then towards people, because people always, place their consciousness, their wishes, their wants on you. You're allowed to do that. I don't like that. And we get distracted. We get super distracted. And I think a lot of people can relate with this distraction that is happening almost every day. And this is why, I totally get what you were saying about this, always questioning. Oh, I want to understand that. I think this is also the key, to keep putting questions. And I think the more you put the right question, the more awake you can become, because you receive guidance. And how you said that, okay, I trust you because you know better. That's the higher self. That's your highest intuition and the intelligence of your physical, soul, and spiritual body, like a sandwich, 3 in 1 in this existence, that tells you follow that, no matter sometimes no matter what people are saying. And the hardest part is when things come on the contrary from our family, usually from mom, from dad, from brothers, or people who totally perhaps don't agree with the path that you are on it, or with your ideas, or how we feel. Because people probably, we've been taught to be so earthy, so into the material, and that's very hard to. It's like a rock that you want to lift.
It's hard. It's really hard to let go of everything. Like when I did ayahuasca, that was like
tell us about your experience.
Well, in 2019,
in a few minutes,
when I was at my bottom, and literally in September, October of 2019, I can still see it in my head. I was in my room getting ready to go out with my friend for like a haunted house Halloween thing. And I told her, I don't believe in love. Love does not exist. And she was like, oh my God, don't say that. And I was like, it does not exist. I'm done. I literally did not care. And I don't even like to drink. And I was drinking and smoking, weed. And I was just like not caring about myself. And I was just like, hooking up with guys. And I was like, fuck it. I've done everything I was supposed to do perfectly. The path that everyone told me to follow, and look at where I'm at. Like, I'm a fucking server at Chili's and I'm not fucking doing anything with my life. And I would cry and be like, is my life going to go anywhere? What is this? I was like, literally, I'm not going to kill myself, but take me out, because I'm tired. I was just so tired of trying to please everyone, and no one was ever happy, especially my mother. Nothing I ever did was ever enough. So I was like, why am I still following what everyone else wants me to do when nothing is making me happy? If I just listen to myself, maybe this will make me happy, right? Like subconsciously, I didn't realize that, but the shift with the 2020 with COVID really fucking put that on speed. For real, it really
for many people, I think,
it's
been super challenging. And I guess when you're not on your track for true self, to be true to yourself, it's very hard. And you constantly add more anger, more anxiety, more, because the moment you deviate from your true self, that creates a lot of tension. Not only in the physical, but in the soul and the spirit. And you go into this, darker side, just so you can find the way to your life.
You literally have, I feel like a lot of us that are on this journey right now and have shifted into this awakening in 2020, this collective great awakening. We all feel like, wow, we just had to hit our bottom. We all feel like we really hit our bottom, and then we were like, what's the next thing? Because nothing else
exactly
worked. And so it just so happened that before COVID hit, I was already planning on moving to San Diego in the summer of 2020 with my sister. And COVID hit, and we were like, oh, what are we going to do? She's like, I'm still going. I'm not letting a little pandemic stop me. And I'm like, all right, cool. But at the same time, I was going through this whole awakening and not knowing. And since I wasn't working, I had a lot of time by myself. I lived by myself in an apartment, and I was packing up my apartment, to move across the country, never been away from my parents. My apartment was next to their neighborhood. So very much enmeshment, a lot of narcissists, a lot of trauma. So I had to get away because I was like, I'm suffocating here. So thank God for my sister, because she's the reason I finally got away. So I packed everything up, and while in the summer of 2020 was when I had this like astral projection where I was crying in the shower because I was like, is this ever going to end? Is the pain and suffering ever going to end? And I left my body, and I saw what I thought was God, but I'm guessing it was more Jesus presented itself. And he hugged me. He was huge, and I was like tiny, and I saw myself like down, and I was so small, and he hugged me, and I felt his presence, and he was like, it's done, it's over, you don't have to worry anymore, like you're not going to suffer anymore. And then I just cried even more. And then, I moved here, and then everything was shut down here, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? Like, I can't, couldn't find a job. Like, it was just rough. So to go through the pandemic, through an awakening, across the country with only my sister.
That's super interesting. Yeah. That I think it's kind of like it hits you hard. When it's time for a person to, I guess, to go to the next level, it all comes like all at once, and it's not easy. It's not easy, but I think the most important thing is like I'm sensing in you a lot of like courage and bravery. So, you cannot be brave without being scared. So I think it's feeling everything that you felt and the spirit, and taking it all in, and just continue on growing, because it's been a week since I've met this little angel here, guys, but I sense her right now different than our last meeting, and different. So she's growing pretty fast. Yeah. She's growing pretty fast. And once you get into the 5D, right, consciously, that's a huge leap. And usually it's not comfortable. So I fully resonate with what you've been through, because also the moment of my awakening, a lot of that happened in Egypt, and it's been super rough also, like all in one, so like memories. But once you accept this, I think it's super peace. How do you feel right now?
I literally today, I just told you before we started the podcast, I said you picked the perfect day because I see the light at the end of the tunnel today. I have had so much confirmation today that I can't even wait to share with my followers, because I have no idea what I have to say.
Tell us.
Okay, well, we had the craziest thing happened today, you guys, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. But you guys know Tana, who did the Britney channeling, Britney Spears, on here. It's on my YouTube live on Alex. She was literally channeling Britney as I was filming my TikTok about the lawsuit with the AIs. And after I finished filming that, I saw a comment that said, "Hey, I think your account is back, the 1 million account." And I was like, "What?" Well, I had appealed it yesterday, but I didn't tell a single soul. I told no one, not even my sister. I told that I was gonna try to get this account back. And then so I logged in, and my account was back, and I was like, "Oh my God, my account is back!" And as I'm freaking out that my account is back, I get a message from the channeler, Tana, and she goes, "Check your messages, listen to this last message." And I go play it, and she goes, "Brittany's gonna help you get your account back, your 1 million account back. She's saying it's a gift to you. She's getting your account back." And I was like, "My account is back!" And I was freaked. I literally have chills every time I say it, because I'm like, this is insane. The information that we got from Brittany today, she gave us so much information that it seals everything that I've been saying, and things for the future, because Brittany's soul has chosen to move on to the next realm, which is because I'm seeing future timelines. I've been seeing future timelines for the last year and a half, but the more that the collective awakens, the closer the timelines get. So I noted, I just recently realized that with my journaling is where my channeling comes in. I was trying to figure out, I get downloads, but I'm like, how can I have them talk to me? And then I just started journaling, and then they would start coming through, and they would be like, "You need to do this, and you need to tell them this, and you need to do that." And I'm like, okay. So I'm transcribing what they're giving me. And so literally 2 days ago, I literally just journaled. I was questioning, why am I not making any money off what I'm doing? I've been doing this for almost 3 years now, since 2020, and I don't make any money off my content. So I'm like, Instagram just demonetized my stuff. I'm like, I was like, listen, and I didn't even know I was gonna try to appeal my account. And I literally said, listen, I was sad when my account got taken down, but I know that God doesn't take something away if he doesn't have something better coming. So
Exactly.
I know that there's more coming, and it's gonna be fine. And then I was just like, oh my God, I just wrote this 2 days ago, and now I have the account back, which means it's gonna blow up even more because
I am sure of it.
people
I'm
have
sure
been
of it,
looking
Alex.
for it.
You have what this world needs right now, Alex. You have this fiery, earthy energy that, you know, puts things in motion. And I want to tell us a bit, because there's also a Romanian public watching, and tell us, how do you feel, you know, knowing that you have 1 million followers on TikTok?
I got them back. I got them back.
Exactly. So how does it feel, and how do you cope with that? How do you take the feedback from people, especially? And yeah, why are you not making money from this? You know, I mean, like, definitely your content is super helping, especially, you know, people our age, people your age, people my age, people who are interested to open their ears, open their heart to words such as like spirituality, words such like, you know, ascending dimensions and everything. These are real.
They're real,
right? So tell me, how do you feel having this huge public watching you? Do you feel pressured in any way or not?
I definitely did not, and I still don't.
Good.
But here's the thing. So, like, because I've been on TikTok since January of 2020, I've been on it since before it blew up, because the pandemic is what made people jump on the app.
Yeah.
It wasn't as popular. It was Musical.ly before. And so I started on it. I've seen the progression of the app. I've seen the progression of the trends. I've seen everything. And I'm not a follower. I don't like to be a follower. I'm a leader. So if there are trends, I'm not jumping on it. I don't want to do what everyone is doing.
Huge Taurus, guys.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to be over here. Y'all can be over there. And so I tend to pretty much start the trends on TikTok when it comes to the shit that I talk about. And people can say whatever they want, but literally when I start something, it's because more people are going to jump on board. So I was just being me, but I started off doing serving skits because I wanted to act, and I was a server for 17 years. So I would act my real stories, and those are up on Alex Serves on TikTok, so you can still watch those. And then my Alex Serves T account, which is the one that is at 1 million now, that the Alex Serves account was at 140,000. And about, let's see, in October of 2020, there was some drama with another creator that was copying my style.
Yeah, I even saw like giving me follows. I don't know, something like an account like with your name or something. But I knew it's not you. So I'm pretty sure you got this thing like pretty often, right? Like people copying and everything.
A million fake accounts. But this was just that I was doing serving skits, and another creator was also doing, and we had the same style because she's a Cancer. And we had the same energy, and it was the same stuff. And what happened is I was frustrated with the TikTok algorithm, because I had been on the app for almost a year, put in the work, did everything, was doing the style that nobody had been doing before I started doing it. And then she started doing the same thing. And I'm like, hey, that's fine. But it just so happened that the algorithm favored her account because it was a new account, and it was at the time where it was like pushing baby accounts. And I had been on it for a while, so it just kind of suppressed myself. And I joined the creator fund, which like they don't want to pay you, so they suppress your stuff. So her account blew up. Like within 2 months, she was at 1 million, and I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" And then I was getting attacked, being like, "You're copying her," and I'm like, "I've been here for a year. Like, how are people saying this?" And you know, I was so upset, and I had started Alex Serves T as a backup for like personal stuff and like a small account. I was like, I don't want it to blow up. This is for like my followers to get to know me. And then it just so happened that it kept blowing up, and I was like, I don't want people to see this account, but it just kept going viral. But before that, I had been voicing my frustrations about the algorithm, and then people figured out who I was talking about, even though I never mentioned her because it wasn't her fault. It was the app. And I guess she found out about it, and it created this whole drama, and she has that like 1 million, and then goes, and I've learned through this to think a little bit before I speak, which I don't really do. But at the time, I was just ranting, and I filmed a video saying like, hey, because she was like, well, maybe I'm just better than you, maybe I'm just funnier than you, like maybe I'm just better. And I was like, you should be grateful for the people who paved the way for you to be able to have
Of
this audience,
course.
who were here before you and haven't reached that level of success. I was like, because you look like a bitch right now. And then she took that clip
Oh,
out
and
of like
put it.
7 videos, took that clip
Well,
and then put it to her million followers. And so the bullying and
yeah.
harassment that came my way, can you imagine a million people coming after you? And I was like, at that time, my account, like my Alex had like 140,000, and like my other one had like 7,000. Like I had nothing. And so I was like, and it was just like the bullying and bullying. I lost like thousands of followers, and I was like, this is so taken out of context. Like nobody
Yeah.
knows the truth.
But it's so difficult because we tend to lose ourselves in,
Yeah.
followers, numbers, and everything. But you know what I like the most when I met you is that you speak your truth and you put your voice out there without thinking of whatever, people are saying. You're just being you, you're just putting your truth out, you're just being honest, you're just being open. And that is uncomfortable for many people. That could be uncomfortable for many people, especially for those people who are looking for numbers, who are looking for, and I think that's the greatest trick in the 3D, to get lost in this material stuff and this view of how people perceive you, how people see you. I think the greatest public that you have right now, and that you will have more people coming in, is that they follow you for your truth, for your consciousness, for your ideas, for everything that you put out there. And I think that's authentic. This is why I wanted us to have this podcast today, because I feel you're a special human being. I feel that you're sharing something and you're putting your voice out there, which for many people is so hard. It's so hard to speak whatever comes into your consciousness in a way that is not harmful for other people, and just allow yourself to grow all at once with everybody. People that are watching right now, who knows how you can influence, what ideas, what downloads people can have.
No, the amount of messages, like people have messaged me and have said, thank you, I tried to kill myself and you're the first person that gave me hope and to turn around. And I'm like, and I've done that multiple times, and I'm like, I don't care how much hate I get. I have helped people to not want to leave this existence.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep talking. Piss off who I need to piss off, but I'm saving lives over here, okay?
Yeah, the idea is, where's light is always gonna be darkness, and vice versa. The idea is to create a balance. And I think the most important thing as you go and as you ascend as a human being, I think to stay true to yourself and in your harmony, and just continue putting things out there, no matter how, and just respond with love to those people that come with bullshit, with
it's been a journey.
That's a lesson, and it comes to everyone. I think at some point in our lives we'll learn that. But I think that having 1 million followers, on TikTok, and thousands of your page, I think this is why you're Alex Serves, and I want to ask you, because I have a download and I have a thought, why you chose that name.
Okay, wait, I need to
Well, first, the first moment that I heard how your page name and your podcast, I was like, this woman is in service here. We don't choose our names, our nicknames, by chance. Everything is connected. So Alex Serves. This woman is in service here, guys. In service for, I guess, enlightenment. In service, I guess, for growth. Because when you grow, other people grow. Exactly. When they grow, you grow.
Yeah.
Because we're all mirrors. But it took a while for us to get consciously, collectively, right?
Yes.
Into this level of consciousness that has been, in the last 2 years happening ever since the pandemic. And like you said, you cannot go up until you know how down you can be. And I'm sure there are a lot of people that are suffering loss in such a huge public. And I think being a beacon of light for these people and sharing and just being an example of, good or bad, I'm like here in my balance and sharing with you people. I think
Mhm.
that's the strongest message that you can give to your community. And
Yeah.
I find that, you know, to be something really valuable. And tell me more. Tell me more about how it's been with the Britney thing, because wait a second with this. I want to share something before you. Um, we're sharing consciousness, right?
Mhm.
I'm sharing right now my consciousness with my mom that is in the other side of the planet, with my grandma that maybe is in another dimension, who knows in what dimension. We're sharing consciousness to our spiritual body, right? So why you think that you have this connection to Brittany? Why you think you are receiving so much information for her? It has to be, you know, you are exchanging energy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We can do that through our spiritual body. We're connected in ways, you know, that are known or unknown. Like, what do you think you have to learn from this? What do you think you have to grow from this connection with Brittany? Because I've seen you, you know, putting this a lot out there.
I know. Well, first I answered your question about my name.
Yes,
That was
yes,
first.
Alex Hurst.
Well, first, my name is Alexandra, and it means defender of mankind or mankind helper.
Ooh,
So yes, I definitely chose my name. It is Creek.
yeah.
And then Alex Serves was when I started my serving space on TikTok, and I was like, oh, what should I change my name to? Because in case I go viral, I want to have a good name. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm like serving. So Alex Serves. Oh, but then
Yeah.
like, but what I don't only want to do, I thought of Alex Serves because I would put on my bio was serving tea, laughs, and looks, because I'm also a makeup artist, and so I would do makeup videos, and then I'm like funny with my comedy, and then serving tea, and I would like, spill the tea. So
Mhm.
I came up with Alex Serves because it fits a realm of things. So then when I did my backup, I did Alex Serves Tea, which is actually a suggestion by a follower, and Ryan, my ex, who actually also suggested it. And so everybody loved that. And so we went with that. So Alex Serves Tea. And then somebody was like, your new one should be Alex Serves Facts, because you're always right. So then I did a backup Alex Serves Facts. And then my podcast, I was like, oh, I don't know what subjects am I going to cover. And I'm like, well, I want to cover everything. So I was like, and then I thought of Clarissa Explains It All.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and I love that show. So I was
Yeah.
like, Alex Serves It All, because I'll cover everything on there. So,
I love it.
and you're right.
I
And it is
literally
very
love
much
it.
like everybody says that. Like, you really are. You're serving the people.
Yeah,
Like, I've been
yeah.
a server for 17 years. I finally retired, and I refuse. I'm like, I'm done serving the people in that way. I'm serving the people in a different way now. Like, energetically and spiritually, I'm done, like, for breaking my back for fucking $2 tips. I'm done with that. Like, I don't care. I'm not going back. But then with the Britney stuff, dude, I don't know. Like, okay, so Britney was my first CD when I was in 6th grade, and I still remember buying it at Best Buy. And I had this weird thing with her that I felt like drawn to her, but I didn't want to like her because everyone liked her, and I don't want to like what everyone liked. So then I was like, I like Christina, and so I love Christina's voice because I love people who can sing well. So I would listen to Christina, and I liked that she was more edgy and stuff. But then, like, I don't know what it was. It was like something about Britney's like just aura and essence. I was just like, I'm like, she's just so pretty. Like, I just think she's so pretty. Her teeth are perfect. And I'm just like, oh, she's so cute. She's just so cute. But it was kind of just like, I kind of just like felt a disconnect. I would say after her shaving her head. So I find that interesting, knowing what I know now, that when she had her shaving her head incident, that I kind of just felt like I just don't care, like, really to pay attention to Britney that much anymore. I just kind of forgot. But I was always like obviously seeing what was going on with her, right? But not to the depth that I am now. And I distinctly remember at some point in time, I was watching a YouTube video, which got me YouTube started in like what, 2007?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So at some point I remember watching a YouTube video talking about Britney, and it was like a conspiracy Britney video, and them saying that they were MK Ultraing Britney. And they showed, I remember seeing woods, and I remember seeing a butterfly. And from that point, I kept saying, Britney is under control. They're doing something to Britney. And I didn't even know what, like, I didn't really know what I didn't even know what MK Ultra was till like now. Like, I knew the concept. I didn't know how it worked. I'm still confused on how they do this. I still have to like go deeper in it, but I know it's a mind control thing. And so I remember like just knowing like, well, Brittany's just not in control. So I just kind of felt like, okay, she's just being a slave for the music, like her song, right? And so I used to bring it up to people and be like, Brittany's not free. And people used to call me crazy. Even in 2020, I posted it on my TikTok and I commented something back. Somebody made a Britney video and I was like, Britney's not free. And people were like, you're crazy. Like, wait, this is before the Free Britney movement went viral and all this. And I'm like, no, I've been trying to tell people. I remember seeing a video on YouTube. It's gone now. They're MK Ultraing her. She said they were brainwashing her. I remember this. And now I'm thinking, did this happen? Is this a glitch in the matrix? Is this like a memory, a dream? Is this real? I have no idea. But people say, like, I remember that. I'm like, okay, well, nobody remembered it back then. And so then that happened in 2020. And then I don't know, I guess like then it went viral, the Free Britney. And I'm like, I knew it. I was right. I was right. And so then I was like, when her court hearing came up last November 13th of last year in LA, I was already living here. So I was like, I have to go to LA. I have to go. I can't, I'm 2 hours away. So I made Ryan go to LA with me. And we almost drove back because we couldn't get into the hostel we were staying at. And it was like so bad. God. And he's like, I just want to drive back. And I'm like, I don't ask you for anything. You are staying here. Like, I only ask you for food and that's it. I don't ask you for anything. We're staying. I do everything. Like, you better freaking just do this for me. I just moved to San Diego like a year ago. I haven't done anything here. And he's like, okay. So we stayed. And thank God, because the next day, went with our signs for Brittany. And we were like, yay, Brittany's free. I cried. I was like, it was a whole party.
It's so interesting. Who knows what connection you can have with someone, from this physicality or other physicality. So who knows, like, there are a lot of people who are asking for help consciously or unconsciously, and I think like her, like, being in this situation, in this, asking consciously or unconsciously for help, and people with whom you resonate, spiritually, who knows in which life, at which level, in which level of consciousness your vibrations match, and I think she's one of the, she's a wonderful singer. I think we all grew with Britney Spears, song. She's a truly angel to me. She has a lot of angelic energy that, sometimes can be super distorted, but it's all about finding the balance. So I admire that she struggled with that, to find her balance back and to set free. And that's not easy at her level. We never know what truly happens at this kind of level of celebrity,
So just stay tuned.
Yes. So I guess there are a lot of people helping her.
And my followers are helping her so much. And she did mention that today in the channeling that, like, because everyone has been asking, how can we help Brittany? And I'm like, listen, we can
send love.
Exactly.
Send love, guys.
Send love.
Open your palms, exactly, and send love to Brittany, to you, to the people that are watching. I think that's the most magical thing that someone can do in this life.
I think that we all kind of have a connection to maybe celebrities. Like, if you dream of a celebrity, that's someone you're connected to. So they say that, like, the astral realm is real. We just don't really remember it when we come back into the waking world. But people, I read through my messages of my followers and they're like, oh my God, I trust with this. And, somebody told me the other day, Willow and what's his name? The Smith kid came to her in a dream and said, we need your help us, we need your light. And she was like, no, like, she didn't want to help because she was like, I don't know, like, if they're dark energy, like, the stuff they're involved in. But I told her, I was like, they're coming to us for help right now because they're all in these contracts that they were only children when they were dragged into. Like, parents, adults have sold their kids off into this industry and the kids were innocent. And now there's like this divide of like what side you're choosing to stay in the 3D or ascend to the 5-year, whatever, that like they're coming to us now in the astral for help because they know that we have the light to be able to help them. So I'm like, honestly, if they came to you, they probably knew that you could help them and you just like turned them away.
And you can always ask your inner guidance. You don't need to ask anyone. The only person you need to ask if you are in doubt, ask yourself, how am I feeling upon this dream? How am I feeling? Okay, am I ready to share with this person? And do I send to this person, energy? And I guess the most important thing is when you dream of someone, asking for help or asking, and you don't know what is best for that person. From my own experience, I tell you, because I have a lot of dreams that are, like a lifetime happening in another dimension.
Really?
Usually, yeah, in my dreams, it's a lot happening. So when I go to bed, it's really important how I go to bed, like to shower, because I feel like I'm going into this different realm in which I resolve a lot of stuff into a higher level of consciousness, probably. And usually I meet with, I had dreams like with celebrity, with people that are maybe known, or we all meet in consciousness at a different level at some point, So we are all interconnected. As much as we think we're separate, and I don't know, we are all interconnected, like trees in a big forest. We're all interconnected. So usually when I dream and when I don't know, I'm not connected to that person, I don't even know, but I do one thing. I say this: for the highest best of that person, may it be so. Why to be directed as it is best, right? Because I don't know what is best. You don't know what we don't know, but higher level of consciousness, higher realms know. So in order to put that energy in motion, sometimes it's enough to say, may it be as it is best for this person to happen right now. I don't direct anything. I just put energy in motion to happen as it is best for that person, and let the universe work. I had a lot of positive feedbacks about this kind of situation, in which I didn't want to direct anything in specific, because we tend to, I want to help that person like this, and I want to send it, and sometimes that's just the ego talking. The heart is always leaving a free space to speak. So when you're directing energy for the highest best of that person, as it should happen for him, her, you allow, energy to flow in the direction that is needed at that moment, of their lives, even if those persons are here or in other realms. For example, I have a lot of dreams with my grandmother, that she's helping me a lot from the seventh dimension in which she's right now. We met at the gate. We have a place where we meet. Do
you lucid dream?
Sometimes yes. Sometimes I wake up and I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
That's because probably I detached so much from my body, and when I come back, it's like the experience it's too much for the brain to memorize.
That's maybe because last night I went to bed and I was like, please help me remember my dreams, and then woke up and I was like, I woke up like irritated. I was like, I did not like my dreams, and then they were like, you told us you wanted to remember, and I was like, okay, so you're telling me that when I don't remember, it's like too much for me.
Yes, for the brain to process. It's like the little brain here.
Yeah.
It's like a machine that sometimes, when it's too much, cannot process, or processes, in its own timing. Yeah. But I can give you a trick with remembering dreams. So that I work a lot with crystals. Yeah. La Jolla Crystal Healing. I'm right now putting all the science, because crystals are science, right? So you can have a crystal dreaming experience. For all of you guys home, this is a clear quartz crystal. I think we are surrounded by clear quartz. You can remember dreams. You can ask, you can connect with any clear quartz or whatever you have right now home. If you want to go deep, and if you want to dream of something, I don't know, or if you want to receive a message, but sometimes you cannot remember it in the morning, and I was like, I don't remember, and this is the frustration. Use crystals. Okay. Crystals help you absorb that vibration, and when you're ready, when your brain is ready to process it, just by holding the crystal in your hand and softly meditate, you get the message. You remember,
Like, okay, so
right?
what do you do before bed with the crystal? Do
You just hold it. You fall asleep with the
With the
crystal in your
crystal?
hand, and usually in your right hand.
Okay, and
Right.
then, but like I'm a light sleeper, so I would eventually put it off the
Of
side.
course,
or
of
do I
course,
have to,
that
like, hold on to it all?
it's important to be in your range of 30 meters around, which
Okay.
is your aura,
Okay.
right? 30 meters around you. But the most effective, from my experience, as I told you, is holding it in your hand until you fall asleep.
Okay.
And of course, along the night, you might wake up with a crystal in your hand, or you might wake up who knows. But put the intention in your words. You have to whisper it. Please help me remember my dream, or please help me
Get this answer.
for this issue. And just say it. When you give it voice, like you're using your voice a lot, you're putting energy in motion. And crystals are, I like to say crystals are technology. You know,
Yeah. Well, that's how they would see the Akashic records before,
Yeah.
through crystals.
Crystals are holding the blueprint of Earth. They are holding the vibration of Mother Earth. So when we hold a crystal in our hand, we connect to all this wisdom, and we allow this energy to go through us. So I use them a lot. Just by holding a bit in my hand, it warms up. It's like they react very fast to your energy. And no matter what crystal you choose, you chose it right. There's no, like, because a lot of people are asking me, like, what crystals should I work with? Trust your intuition, choose them with your right hand, and whatever, you feel you have an affinity, or you have a,
whatever
take
you're
it.
like drawn to.
Exactly.
That's like when I was trying to find a crystal necklace, and when Gracie and Cassie were here, I'm like, guys, I've been trying to find, like, and I was trying to find an evil eye one too. And I'm like, guys, I'm trying to find this, and then it's like I just couldn't. I wasn't being called to anything. And then, like, I remember at one point we were looking at one, and I'm like, and then Cassie was like, if you're not being called, don't do it. And I was like, yeah, I'm not. And so we walked away. And then we ended up buying one for like a local kid that, like, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like more authentic. That like, oh yeah, like crystal, like you the crystal.
I think crystals come to you at the right moment. There is no wrong.
Oh, you know what? First, it really introduced me to crystals was your boyfriend.
Really?
Because he came to my meetup on September 9th. And I think it's hilarious because he didn't know me or Jonah, and he just went and like by himself. And I'm like, wow, I didn't even know that he didn't know who we were until like now that when we did the portal day. And he said, like, I think he said his friend told him about this or something, and so he came. And he was so talkative in our meetup, and I'm so grateful. And I was a little awkward for Jonah, but I thought it was great. I'm like, oh, thank God, somebody engaged in conversation. And he was talking a lot about crystals, and I remember him saying like crystals are so powerful, blah, 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 stuff. And then I was like, oh, and then Jonah's like, yeah, like Jonah would wear them. He's like, I just wear them like for looks. And then he's like, yeah, but like they really hold a lot of power. And I was like, we just haven't gotten there yet, because like I remember walking by the crystal store in like Hillcrest, and Ryan was like, are you gonna get into crystals? And I was like, I don't think so. And then it's like, I'm like, but we'll see. Who knows where the journey is gonna take me? Because I swear, I'm like, you never say never, because you don't know. And then he started, and he sent me like the videos about crystals, and I still didn't have any. And then Virgil, who does my meditations, my shaman, he literally got me this huge rose quartz, and he gave one for me.
Oh, the heart.
So and then after that, it was just like my guides kept telling me, like, kept pushing crystals on me, kept pushing them, like everywhere was like, you need to get crystals. And I'm like, oh, I don't know anything. I was like, who do I get crystals from? I don't want to pick the wrong. I was scared to get crystals with like not good energy. Well, I didn't know who I was getting them from, and I'm like, what if they're not good energy? Like, I don't want to bring that in home. So I had a QHA hypnosis session with my friend from TikTok, and she sells crystals, and I'm like, I trust you. What is everything, and what should I get? And so I ordered some from her, and now some followers sent me some, and then I just bought this, and then you've given me some, and so I've been like collecting crystals as I go. And then I meditate with them now in the morning. I lay them out, and then I go outside and like listen to my meditation music and meditate in the sun, and I like you know, because I literally this morning I did what you said on Portal Day. You like had us reach out and like pull the universe in, and so I was doing that this morning. I was like pulling the universe in, and it was just like so nice.
Oh, so nice. I'm so happy because it's all about bringing the energy, bringing back your pieces, bringing back your power, because we give so much of our power every day to people's opinion, to people want. So every day, if you can stay still for a minute, hold a crystal in your hand and just pull the energy back to you. I think that with step by step, day by day, you become more complete. You feel yourself more because, sometimes we forget to feel this body, this emotion. So crystals really help us in this way. And as you receive one crystal, others will come to you because it's a higher vibration there. Like crystals are like living beings, energy in motion. So the right crystal comes to you in the right moment because each crystal has a different frequency, has a different role. So it will help you, it will serve you as you serve people, right? Crystals are also servants for the earth, servants for plants, for trees, for people, for everything that is, whole vibration, puts energy in motion here on earth. So the more you connect with any crystal, don't put too much mind, too much question. I think if you enter a crystal shop, just pick wherever your heart feels, or if you receive a crystal, that's even better. They help you raise your level of consciousness. So I would love for people to share what crystals they have, and if you guys don't have, I truly recommend you go into the crystal science and technology because they are truly helpers and life-changing in terms of energy.
Somebody said, first of all, excuse that I'm coughing because I'm talking a lot and I did smoke today. My higher self keeps telling me to stop, but I don't listen. But somebody said I like sleeping with, how do you say this?
Lepidolit. Yeah, I know it from Romanian word is lepidolit. Yeah, it's a really powerful crystal, by the way. And yes, you can use it for crystal dreaming. It's also a crystal for opening your third eye chakra, your intuition, your true wisdom. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting crystal. I work with it.
Somebody said I don't have any amethyst. Sodalite, rose quartz.
Yes. Rose quartz is, I think, the most known. And like you said, a lot of people wear crystals as jewelry, but crystals you're wearing technology.
Yeah.
And as we go back in Egypt, in ancient civilizations, Lemurians were working a lot with crystals, and they were holding a lot of wisdom.
The Lemurians have like tiger energy.
I think they have all the energy coming in. They are very connected also with water because the molecule of water, what creates life on earth? Water.
Water is everything. I say God is water.
Water is everything. And looking at the formula of water, H2O, that simplicity in that chemical formula is something that's always fascinated because it's a true reminder that life is simple.
Right.
Everything derives from yes. Water is a symbol of emotions and spiritual flow, and I guess that's the hardest part, right? To flow in your own.
I have been getting that message. True. Like, okay, so you asked me about about ayahuasca.
Yes, share more. Yes.
Well, the crazy thing is, so 2020 I had that astral projection. 2021, I started taking shrooms like in the end of 2020. It took a lot to break through, but I will say that on one of the times that I was shrooms, I went to talk to my sister. And believe me, if you think I'm talkative now, don't be around me on any plant medicine because I will pop your ear off even.
Oh my God, I love it.
I just I get everything out. I mean, they had to separate me at ayahuasca because I could not shut up. And so with 2021, at one point I took shrooms and I was talking to my sister and I saw her turn into like an Egyptian goddess. Oh. And I was like, oh my God, you look so pretty. I can see your headdress. I can see it. She was like, oh, thanks. And it's like, it's such a weird concept to try to explain it to people because it's not like she shifted it into anything.
Yeah.
It was like weird that it was like and I couldn't physically see it, but I could see it in my head. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but
Thought I.
yeah. And then I found out we have past lives together. We've been each other's moms, and we're from the same soul family. So, and I had a past life in Egypt. So then I was like, oh, this makes sense. And then I did ayahuasca and saw a lot of like pyramids and saw a lot of Egypt as well. And then now you gave me that, like, oh my God. And so, so in 2021, it was right around my birthday, and I was like, I really want to break through because I wasn't breaking through with shrooms, and I was wanting to have like an experience communicating with something, but I didn't know any of this stuff like back in 2021. And so I put on some meditation music, and I took shrooms, and I was just in my room by myself, and it just kicked in at some point, and I felt like vibration through my body. I just like put the phone down, and I just like went into another dimension. Like I shot up into space, and I was like in space, like in an aircraft, and then like in a spaceship, and then I saw myself coming back down to Earth, and I was in water, and I was like a water creature, and it was like I felt me. I was in my bed, but I could feel the water around me, like splashing around me. I was like swimming, and then I was like born, and then all I saw was just like the worst experience ever, because all I could do was like, oh, Disney couldn't get out of my head. And this is before we knew Disney was linked with Epstein. And so I just felt like, Disney. I was like, what did you do, Disney? And I could just feel the energy that it was very dark. And I was like, I don't know what you did, but you fucked up. You fucked up. I don't know what you did. What did you do? And then I just saw like kids, hundreds and millions of kids that Disney has destroyed their lives. And I was just bawling. And I was like, I'm so sorry, as if like I could do something to help them. But then it took me on this trip of like, it was like remote viewing, which I thought it was astral projection, but now that I know the difference, it took me through like journey of seeing where a lot of sexual assault had happened to children. And so I started seeing things from like my hometown and people that I knew. And you know, like, oh my God. And it was like a 3-hour trip. And I like filmed myself because I wanted to remember what I was saying. And I was talking out loud, mumbling, but like my eyes were like to the back of my head, and they were like talking to me. I'm like, okay, but what do you mean? And I didn't know that I was like, I was like communicating with anyone. I didn't know what was happening. I just felt like I was just talking to myself, I guess. And then at some point, I was crying, and I was like, and I don't even remember saying this, but I do have it on camera where I was like, please take me back. They don't listen to me here. They don't want my help.
Oh my God.
I was like, take me home. I can't do it anymore. They're so stupid here. That's what I told them.
Oh my God.
So stupid. They don't want help, please. And I'm like, who the fuck was I talking to? Like, why did I say that? I don't know. And like now I get it. But in 2021, I had no idea. So then when 2022 came around, so much has
happened.
Had shifted, and in like March, I was like, okay, my birthday is coming up in 2 months. What do I want to do? And you know, like 2021, I went to like a drag show. So like I wasn't thinking that my higher self was like, you want to be in nature. And I was like, ew, I don't do nature. Like I want to be out looking cute, wearing a dress, like whatever. And my higher self was like, no, you want to be in nature. And I'm like, nature where? And so I was like, thinking like, maybe I'll take a trip to Lake Tahoe. And I was like, no, I don't want to go to Lake Tahoe. And then all of a sudden ayahuasca, the concept of ayahuasca popped in my head, but I didn't even know the name. So I went up to my sister, and I was like, what's the name of that plant medicine that you do in like the Amazon and the jungle? And she was like, ayahuasca. And I'm like, that's what I want to do for my birthday. And she was like, what? And then she was like, did you watch that True Life episode? I'm doing ayahuasca. And I was like, no. She's like, go watch it. And I went in my room, and it was literally like one of 4 episodes of True Life that was up on the streaming app that on Paramount. And I was like, perfect. So I watched it. I'm like, yep. And so I started researching.
Oh
and I
my
was
God.
like, I'm going to go to Costa Rica to do ayahuasca. And I didn't even have a passport. I was just like, yeah, I'm going to get my passport, and I'm going to go for the first time ever out of the country to go do ayahuasca by myself. And
wow, you literally went in your like in your head directly.
Yeah.
And
already emailing places in Costa Rica. I was like, yeah, I have some money. Like, I'll spend a few grand on this and whatever. And then like everybody's like, please don't. They think like too. I was like, I'm fine. I didn't do it in Costa Rica. Don't worry. I did it here.
That was the question.
Yeah. COVID was still like, you know, messing with the passport situation. I did get my passport, so I have it now. Haven't tested it yet, but I was like, I'm not gonna get it in time for my birthday. And then Ryan was like, hey, my dad's friends do ayahuasca ceremonies here in California. And I was like,
voila.
That's not legit. I want to go to the Amazon. And he was like, no, they have a real shaman, blah, blah. He gives me the information. I still refuse. that couple ends up showing up at the restaurant that I work at, and I was waiting on them. And then
Mhm.
that literally a few days later, they didn't know that I was like, no, I don't want to. Like, I looked at the website, I didn't like it. I'm not gonna do it. They show up, and I was like,
The
wait.
mind.
Yeah, I was like, they were like, I was like, you guys want to do ayahuasca? And they were like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, Ryan's telling me, like, can I get your info so we can talk? And her name's Maddie, and she's like, oh, I'm so happy Mama's calling you. Like, oh,
Wow.
and I was like, she was like so nice, and I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I didn't look into ayahuasca. I was just like, yeah, whatever. And so I'm like really like, I'll just do anything. I'm like, let's go to the next thing. And so I was like, I talked to her. She gave me the info for the people that run it. I literally like interviewed them instead of them. They're supposed to vet you. I was vetting them because I was like, I want to be real experience. I don't want to just trip. I want to connect. I want to go deep. I want to know. I want it because I had so much trauma with my parents, and I was like, I mean, I had to cut my parents off officially, but it was a journey, and I was like, I just want to understand them.
Yeah.
I want to understand and not be angry. I want to have
Mhm.
compassion. So maybe if I do ayahuasca, because I've heard stories
Mhm.
that people can see things through their parents' eyes, and then they change their perspective. And I was like, I want to change my perspective. I don't want to be angry anymore.
Yeah.
So that's why I originally went into ayahuasca. But like, she was like, girl, we got bigger fish to fry. We have more things to worry about than your parents right now.
That's so interesting what you were saying, because when we first met, you chose compassion.
I chose awareness, but my higher self told me you were supposed to choose compassion. Yeah.
Yes, your first choice was the message, because we had some crystals and some messages, and I told the girls, hey, please pick one for you and take it home. I always share crystals, and I remember, well, you chose compassion first, and then what was
awareness.
it? Awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I kept staring at compassion, and I'm like, I don't want to have compassion right now. And it was like compassion, and I was like, no, I am aware that I'm supposed to pick compassion, but I'm not going to pick it.
You're not ready yet? Your higher self, the higher self is the highest intelligence of our spirit, right? That we are so challenged to bring it here on earth. Mm-hmm. But, your higher self usually pushes you, ding, 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 ding. Hey, you should experience compassion, because that's the only way in which you can probably solve these issues with this, and this person. Because the mind always awaits the perfect moment. Not now. Not now.
Right.
It's never a perfect moment. For the mind, it's not, but for the heart, it's always a good timing. So I think attributes such as compassion, such as awareness, you need compassion in order to become aware. Mm-hmm. So they're all connected. The attributes of God are all connected. So we are here, I think, to experience each and one of these attributes in order to detach and to forgive. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the hardest part sometimes, to forgive,
It is. It is. And like I don't know, because I got my Akashic Records reading done in April, and this is before like I blew up or anything. So the crazy thing is I had a friend from TikTok who was like, hey, I really want to test my skills with the Akashic Records. Mm-hmm. And we didn't know each other too well. So she was like, can you submit 10 questions to see if this is real?
Yeah.
And I was like, I manifested this because I had been wanting this. I had been wanting someone to do like an Akashic Record. This is before I did ayahuasca. This was in April.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, perfect. So I submitted my questions, and I submitted like personal stuff. Like I was like, why did I choose my exes? Mm-hmm. Why did what's going on with my parents? Like stuff like that. And my guides came through and like told me so much information that I was like, oh, this is legit. Because there's just no way. She didn't know any of this stuff. She couldn't have known this stuff.
Yeah.
And the things that they told me. And I had submitted the questions before my calendar video went viral. I had a video that I talked about the Ethiopian calendar, where we are 8 years ahead. So I said the world ended in 2012 because their 2012 was our 2020. And so I was like, the world really ended. And so that went viral, hit 35 million views. And that's what got me that. So when you're like, oh, how do you feel having a million? I'm like, I went to 1 million in 3 months. I was at 70K. I was stuck because they wouldn't let me grow. And so when that went viral, I was like, what is happening? I had hit like 7 million views in one day on this
Yeah.
video. And I was like, what just happened? I've been on this app for so long.
You're meant for this. Look, Alex,
yeah.
there are people who will use their voice to create awareness, and there are people who will use their voice to diminish awareness, always. And I think the greatest gift that you are now ready to manifest is to speak to people. And I guess you will be unstoppable. I guess this is why you got
tried to get me down, and I'm like,
you got your page back. This is like you have to keep going, because and this is what question that I really want to ask you as we are approaching perhaps the almost the end of this life. Let's see. What do you think is your mission here on Earth? Yeah.
So that was something that they said in the Akashic Records. They said you came up with these questions before the hype of social media. So you have exactly what you just said. You have what they need. You have a childlike wonder, and you're going to spark that joy in people that have lost it. And that's
powerful.
That's crazy, because it's confirmation now that people have been like, I wanted to kill myself, and you're the first person that makes me like find joy in life. And I'm like, what? Like me, like I hated life. I was like, I don't fucking want to be here. Why am I here? I used to ask all the time, why am I here? Why? I was like, you gotta give me something.
You chose to be here, by the way. We all choose to be here.
I know, and I think like me being on, this is why my higher self knew to document everything. I've documented everything my whole life. I save everything. I take screenshots. I take pictures. Like I got the receipts on everything, and I never lie. So no one, if people can lie on my name, but the people who want the truth will find the truth, and they will always know that I am not a liar. My Gene Key reading literally says my purpose is transparency. I am here to teach people how to be transparent, how to transmute energy into positivity,
and to talk freely about anything that is happening.
And everyone's trying to be like everyone else. We are all a different piece of the puzzle. We all have something
unique.
We're all unique, and we all have something. I'm like, stop suppressing yourself to please others, because we all have such a gift that if we all just share it, we will rise so quickly. Like
all of us.
How quick we've ascended.
All of us.
Look how quick we've like smashed these timelines that could have taken, like our parents didn't do this, and look how long it took. Like we're here, this generation, like it's all just full of starseeds who just are here to rise.
And crystal hearts. You know, I always say that this new generation of kids that are coming are pure crystal.
I love Gen Alpha.
Kids.
Like Gen Z, I served the Gen Z growing up, like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, never having a kid. So I've never wanted kids because I have the collective of my kids. But I'm like, I don't need any more kids. But Gen Alpha, when I see these TikTok videos or people with kids, I'm like, I freaking love Gen Alpha. They're hilarious. They are so smart. They're our ancestors. Like they're little old people.
Yeah.
I love them. And I made a video about that at the beginning of this year. I said these pandemic babies are something else. They're not from here. They are like sent from above, literally. And the people who had the moms who had the pandemic babies are like, yes, my son is so smart. And then the ones who had from before, like, oh, whatever, like all mad. And it's like, no, why? Because they're home now. It's just because they're home now. And I'm like, why are you mad about somebody else having a smart kid? Like everyone is so competitive. No one can let anyone win without putting well, what about this? Well, what about this? Like, okay, but we're not talking about that. Can I have the spotlight for 1 minute? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can we praise someone for a minute without having to like take away their
judge?
Like nobody wants to be happy for anyone. Nobody wants anyone to succeed. Nobody wants to heal. I'm like, are you guys not tired of being angry? Are you not tired? Like I was there for 33 years because my awakening like really started at 33.
They don't know how to do that yet, you know. And for example, from my own experience, when I find a lot of resistance in people, or you know, mean comments, or you know, I give them space. Some people are not ready yet, but you know, novel times are now here, and this Aquarian time that is coming, it will just, flush us all
It's so, now knowing this, I'm like, wow, we are here at this moment in history.
We keep evolving all the time.
All the time.
And if you look back, the Earth, we are such a young planet.
Yeah.
We are such a young planet who evolved quite fast.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are cycles, and people that are coming in right now are helping us all to ascend into a different level of consciousness, and the ones that will come after to another level, and until, in fact, this planet grows. Because if the planet grows in consciousness, right, we will grow too. So we are helping each other. It's a mutual relationship here. So if you will have, and I'm sure you will have, in millions in your public who will, still bully, still be mean, that's okay. You don't need to convince anyone from anything. Sometimes speaking your truth and remaining center and remaining focused on your subjects, anything that you want to serve, that you want to put out there. And I think anyone, if it's, if you guys are doubting your uniqueness, you should watch your fingerprints. I always watch my fingerprints if I forget who I am, because your fingerprints are unique. This is one code here, that your energy is wired all over your body. No one has this code. No one. So I always say, when you forget who you are, when you forget your uniqueness, or you don't know how unique you are, just look at your fingerprints.
Yeah.
And remember who you truly are. And I think that's an important message that I want to leave here to your public, to my public, as a seed to remember who we are.
Yeah.
And to help each other grow.
I literally just put on my story yesterday. I was like, remember who the fuck you are. See, I'm working on it. I'm a little harsher.
You're needed. I'm needed in my way. You're needed in your way. Because some people will, will relay differently. So some people need, have the information in their face and to speak loud and put it out there in a certain way, and that's super fine. And that's what I love about you, because in the same way we are different. We're different tonalities, different vibrations, but this is what creates what unifies, this universal consciousness, being different, unique, and each and one of us.
Ever since I was little, I used to tell people I'm not weird, I'm unique. I used to always say that, and I used to
all of you, Homar.
And then lately, like literally, the word unique just won't stop, and I'm like, you're back. I get it. I dreamt the other day with my childhood version of me. I've never had that experience. I've always dreamt in the first person, and it was me now, but I was looking at my younger self, and I couldn't stop thinking about it when I woke up, and I was like, I just want to hug her, like. Oh, if she only knew, you know what I'm saying? Like the journey, everything, like thinking back, I'm like, oh God, it's been such a journey. Like you really have to go back and heal your inner child. Yeah. Because that's what's hurt. That's what I learned through this journey from my anger. My sister told me, like, you need anger management classes. It's when I did Campo, which is for crop poison, and that's not a psychedelic. That's just to purge trauma. And my Campo practitioner was like, what do you want to work on? And I was like, I just don't want to be angry with my parents. Like I was just so angry. And she was like, you understand that the anger is that's the childhood version of you that takes the front seat. So you have to remember that you're in control, not the little girl that's angry. So you have to fix that and whatever. And I was like, okay. And that was back in June. And through this process, I definitely have shed a lot. And I mean, I'm not in contact with them, so like I don't know how it's gonna be whenever there is contact, if there is contact.
Do you think it will be?
How do I think it'll be?
Do you think it will be contact?
At this point, I'm okay with no contact. I did ask my guides about my parents, and they said they're not a part of your soul family. They were just a contract that you entered to help break the there was like a generational curse that needed to be broken between them because my, I'm Puerto Rican, so half is Spain and half is indigenous Taino to the island. And so my mom's side enslaved my dad's side with the colonization. And my mom still has that in her blood where she wants to make everyone believe what she believes. And that's something I channeled the other day was you need to make it clear to everyone that trying to convince everyone to believe in one thing has never worked, and it never will work.
And you'll keep hurting yourself.
So
yes.
Instead, you guys need to unite and just accept each other and respect each other. And that's it. You guys have got to stop treating each other because we have other beings around us. Like we have this matrix dome around us that like they want to disintegrate so we can see beyond. They want to show us the world beyond. They want to show us the land.
The beauty.
They want it, but if we can't coexist with our own species,
how
are we going to coexist with other species? Like they're like, guys, we want to help you, but you have got to come together because if you can't come together with each other, how are we going to come in? Like you guys, you're going to
exactly. I think we are exactly in this process right now as like humanity to come together.
Yes.
And
it's
look how
unity.
we come together right now, like all of us in this discussion, like other, nations coming together. I think we are in this process of coming together and
uniting,
creating a change from this unity. Because from separation, we've been a lot of time in that.
We have been separated.
But I guess it's a time for unification and, piecing each piece of the puzzle, like putting together and creating a different kind of world, a better one.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I'm so happy for when you come, and I'm so happy that I met you because, like, that was divine timing. First of all, we didn't even really introduce you. Like, what?
I feel I didn't even introduce you to my mom. So.
Okay, so your name, you said doctor. So, like, what kind of doctor?
In chemical engineering, actually.
Wow.
I love chemistry all my life. Ever since I was a kid, I've been in love with chemistry, with plants, with nature. I grew up a lot with my grandma, close to forest. So I've been quite in nature ever since I was a kid. So chemistry for me was an explanation of this world. And later on, through the guidance of my guardian angel, Daniel, he's an angel from the 11th dimension that he's been with me ever since I took my first breath on earth. He's been helping me grow a lot. And a lot of guidance I've been receiving a long time. And it was until I learned how to open towards my own being and to accept who I am. And the fact that I came here for unconditional love. I know.
I know that too.
I'm here for this attribute. I'm here to become, first of all, to become it, and then to share it with other people.
Yeah.
So
that's
it was through chemistry that I've learned alchemy, in fact, and with the help of Daniel. So
the unconditional love thing. Ever since I was a kid, I used to say, I just want someone to love me that doesn't have to love me.
Wow.
So I guess as a kid, that was my understanding, or that was unconditional love without me knowing, right?
Yes,
because people don't have to love you. So now I understand that that's what our mission is here, is unconditional love and, of course, balance. But I just want to say that you said alchemy, and I have to say this. I wrote this on the night that we did our meditation, the portal day.
Okay.
And it was also
11/11.
the new moon. No, 11/22.
Mm-hmm.
I literally wrote magic is real and I am alchemy at 11/11. Look at that. What
How
are the chances that you're something like alchemy? Okay, so my followers will tell me like you're alchemy, and I'm like, I don't really know what that means, but
alchemy is the process of creating something out of nothing. And that is the magic of being human, because we are chemistry and we are alchemy. We are literally spiritual beings in a physical body, creating everything out of nothing. And how many times over haven't you heard, I started from nothing. We are saying that so many times, but we don't realize that we are alchemists. with our hands, you are creating something. You are, when you do makeup, you are giving that person a total shift, creating a shift of energy because of the colors that you use in your makeup and everything. So, right, it's like, it's insane how we are not aware of our power of creation, and it is through chemistry, because chemistry leads you to the elements of the earth, through water, fire, ether, and understanding the chemistry that it's out there in nature, and integrating the 5 elements within your body to connect really with the earth, to connect really with the water, to really connect with the air, to really connect with fire, with ether, is in fact connecting with your own chemistry. And through the balance of these elements within your body, you are creating alchemy. You are unleashing all this power that each person has within in order to create anything that you want. You can create anything that you want.
Well, and I think that what's interesting about my content and my story is that people can literally go back and watch my journey. And that's what I was going to say, was my higher self knew to start documenting things early on, because my higher self knew that at one point I would be here. And like you said, you hear the story of, oh, I started from nothing, but like to see the story.
Yeah, it's
like
actually
I
something.
literally just said this on 7/22/22, July 22nd. I took acid for the first time, and I had this like amazing plant medicine has been horrible. Like, it has taken me to the fucking death. Like,
well, that's the greatest healing.
I know. I couldn't walk on ayahuasca. The earth kept pulling. I was like a magnet. I was carrying so much for like just generations and so many people. I had to let go so much.
Let go.
So much. But with acid, I had this experience where it was just like, I was like mind blown. And I was like, oh my God, like I feel like God just met his creation. And then I remember being like, dude, do you know how I was like, I remember telling Ryan, and I don't know if it was that day or if it was a different day, but I told him, I was like, listen, I know that I have a purpose, and this is whatever I'm doing is gonna be big, because who do you know that you can go back and watch the progress of them struggling from waiting tables, not just hearing that they were waiting tables, watching them wait tables and hearing their stories of wait tables and getting treated like shit and everything, to being able to build themselves up and like still fall, because they've seen me, like my followers, like I was like so disconnected and crying. They're like, please don't give up, like we need you. And like my followers are the ones who kept me going, because I was just felt so alone. And you can even watch my YouTube video from like October 8th, I think it was, where I was crying and I'm like, when is it gonna end?
I think I saw it. I think I saw that on your page, and I think it's really helpful, and it's really, helping yourself is helping others, and placing this kind of content, even if you are in the worst moment of liberation, I think this can help a lot of
I think
people.
it's important to show,
and this is why you got the help from your public, supporting you and keep pushing further. And by the way, for the Romanian public, Alex Sturs has millions of followers on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, and I invite you guys to give her a follow and to really follow the truth, her own truth, because she is here to super put her voice out there to help us all ascend into the 5D.
Yeah, I think that, because to me, I don't, when people see the number 1 million, they think it's like this huge thing, but like,
well, it's big, girl. You're big. What do you mean?
Like, I like being a little creator with my own little audience. So it was actually kind of a relief when my page got taken. I was like, oh, thank God. Like, I was getting so much hate, and I was like, oh, it's like a weight off my shoulders. And now I can just focus on the people that actually like me, the people who are looking for me, which is why I stay mostly on Instagram. And that really just like shifted the energy so much. I needed that to happen.
Yeah.
And in the moment, you think like, I remember watching my page get taken down, and I just like paused, and I was like, that sounds about right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I knew, but I was like, give it till December. I think I'm going to get it back. And I just kind of was like, okay, but then I also didn't try. I was like, if God and the universe want the page down, then we're going to take it. You know, I'm like, that's fine. If that's what you want, okay. And then I don't know why yesterday randomly I was like, well, let's try to see if I can appeal. What? Like, I had tried and there was no option to appeal. So that was definitely God and the universe were like, you're done good. You get your page back. And I'm like, oh, a little reward. Thank you.
You have to be there, Alex. I think you truly have to be there. So nothing is a coincidence. But, you know, God gives, but you have also to, you have to put yourself out there and have an initiative. So the fact that you literally took your phone and just like write to them and you got it back.
No, that is something that my guys said at the Akashic Records. They said, we allowed, and like I said, I submitted the questions before. Okay.
Yeah.
So when the answers got back to me, they had said, we allowed your video to go viral because it was divine timing. The time is now. Yeah, you put in the work, but this message needs to be heard right now. And I'm like, okay, so I knew then that I was like, okay, I have a purpose. I have to keep talking about this. And the good thing is that when people came to my page, I already had playlists. I already had content created. So that's what got me to grow so quickly, because people were like, oh, she has videos I can watch like I've never seen her before. And they just binged and were able to watch. And now it's so exciting because I have so many new followers who are like, I never got to see your 1 million page. And I was like, bitch, away.
So I'm super happy then that we've got to do this podcast of, you know, going through a bit of your experience, so your new followers can also from Romania also that are and will be watching this live. I think the more you will stay true to your guidance, the more you will grow. So this is what I wish for you, and this is what I wish for everyone home. And I'm truly honored to have met you. And we will see each other in San Diego, probably. And who knows, in another series, another podcast, another team, we will meet again.
I feel like, we could definitely do more podcasts because there's so much more that we can talk about. I mean, I could talk forever.
Well, me too. And I think us in connection, we can have a lot of, I think we should also ask the public of like, what do they feel they want to know? Like, you know, us here,
like,
you know, something. Like what in next podcast or in you know, usually I ask my public like, you know, what is it that what subjects were, you know, what, you know, because a lot of the guidance comes through your guys and through people. I think we're all guiding each other. So
I tell them all the time, I'm like, you guys help me realize, like, because sometimes, like you say, you get sucked in the world and stuff, and I will go through my DMs when I'm like, okay, I need to get back to this. It's like a split in reality. It's like I'm here, lost in the world, and I'm like, wait, I want to get back to what's really going on in the spiritual. If I get lost, I go back into my DMs, and it's like my followers are like telling me, and I'm like, okay, I got it, I'm back, because they will all as a collective like go through the same experiences. They'll have the same dreams. They'll have the same visions. They'll have the same things. Like, and they'll ask me like, is this happening to anyone else? And I'm like, yes, this is happening. Like, don't worry. This is, everyone's going through this right now. They're like, okay, thank you. And they'll like get calm, because I'm like, they think it's just them. They're like, oh my God, what's happening to me? And I'm like, this is why I've shared my story, because I'm like, you are not crazy. You are not crazy. You're remembering. These are memories. We are all like, we're all going through this collectively, you guys. Like, it's okay.
We're all remembering.
Yeah. It's so exciting. I'm so excited to see what the journey is, and I hope that my journey has helped other people, because if they can watch the transformation, then they'll be like, well, if she can do it, then I can do it.
Of
so
course.
then it'll push them to want to do it too. Because believe me, I want to do it.
I guess we don't want to do a lot of things, but our higher self is pushing us, you know.
It really does.
Put your ass to work there. That's the hardest part.
It feels like, but it's actually not hard. It's actually easy when you get to this point of letting go and like not wanting to hold on, because I think a lot of people want to hold on to the trauma. When you just let go and like, hey, like, okay, process it and like just let it go. And what did you learn from that? Transmute the energy. When you get to this process of like at this level, you're just like, okay, it is not that serious. Like at ayahuasca, when I like lost it a little bit, my higher self came through and spoke through me and was like, Alex, it is not that serious. And
Yeah.
I said that out loud to myself, and I was like laughing, and I was like, sorry guys, because like my higher self literally was like, shut up, stop acting like
Yeah, I think the most important thing is not to forget to have fun in the same time. Because okay, it's a lot of drama in the 3D, but I think once you learn to take everything much more like with laughter and with the power of your inner child, I think you can find the balance and not go too much into the stress and drama, not to go too much into the excitement. Because also in the same time, you know, going into the spiritual path and bringing in and manifesting the spiritual knowledge, it can be sometimes like so exciting. Oh my god, I found about this, and you know, finding a balance from my own experience, I speak, I think is truly important. It comes with time. It comes with time. You know?
It does. It does. And I think that I kind of speed through my stuff so that because I'm kind of being like the
with a reason.
Yeah.
You
So
need to
yeah. Experiences so quickly and hard, so that
I
people
think
can
it
see
yeah,
it and be like, oh, okay,
exactly.
this is what happens if this happens, and this is what I can do to get to this point.
Exactly.
So I'm like going through like hurdle, and I'm like, okay, I just keep getting up, and I just keep getting up, and I'm like, when you say it's like heavy, I'm like, and I'm up again. Okay, let's go.
But you can do it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And it shows you how strong we are.
Yeah.
Because I just told myself literally, like, I think yesterday, I said, or this morning, I was like, you know what? You have done a lot. You should be very proud of how far you've come, because you have done things you never thought you would do. Like, did you ever really think that you would stand up to your parents and finally tell them how much they've hurt you or what they did and actually cut them off? I never thought. I was like,
I think a lot of people can relate. I think a lot of people, you know, find it hard to talk to their parents and to tell them what truly, you know, is hurting, it's happening out there. So I congratulate you, because you congratulated yourself for this. Taking a moment to just be grateful.
I think that people need to remember that you matter. Like I literally had just journaled that 2 days ago. I said, as hard as you fight for other people, you need to fight for yourself, because you deserve it. And I'm constantly fighting for others and lifting others up. And I'm like, what about me? No one does it for me. And then I'm like, literally just now getting it, like, do it for you. Stop fighting for other people. No one's doing it for you, right? Then do it for you. And when you put yourself first and you go, why does this person think that they can say these hurtful things and not care? And I'm supposed to take it? Like, I don't have to welcome you into my space. If you're not going to be kind to me, if you're not going to be loving to me, if you're going to say mean things to me, no matter how much I tell you, you are hurting me, and you keep doing it, I don't care if you're my mother, you don't deserve access to me, because I'm still a person. I'm still a person. I'm an adult. I'm 35 years old, and you are twice my age. You should be smarter than this. Our generation, like before us, should be wiser and smarter, and they're not. And so I'm not going to keep playing their games and feeling bad for them, because respect your elders. No, respect people, period. Respect people, period. And maybe
that's the hardest part.
Exactly. They don't want to. They want to. Oh, they're so set in their ways, and they refuse to listen. And I'm like, then you don't get to have access to me anymore, because I'm tired of being the one in pain. I'm tired of being the one hurting and crying. When you get to say whatever comes out of your mouth, and you just walk away and pretend it didn't happen, and you get to live your life, I'm the one hurting. I don't want to hurt anymore. So I'm gonna stop it. And then that's the thing with my following is the people that bully and harass me, they go, oh, all you do is block. And I'm like, yeah, because this is a free app that you don't pay me for. And I don't owe you anything. And when you ask, why aren't you making money? That is a very big reason, because I refuse to have people, I don't want to owe anyone anything. I am doing this for me, and I don't want to sell out either for these sponsorships. I'm very careful with who I connect with, because I want to support genuine people. I don't want to support a corporation. So I am so true to myself, and people have been like, you could do this and you could do that, and offering this, and I'm like, no, I have a following that trusts my word, and I'm not going to lead them the wrong way. I'm not just going to sell them out to anyone. Like, I'm not a sellout. I'm like, I've worked too hard for this reputation to just give it away and have it be destroyed over fucking money. Like,
there is a difference between a truth speaker that it's here to serve, and someone who is just, a YouTuber and wants to put things out there for
Right.
increasing and
Right.
for financial. There is a huge difference.
Yeah.
So
And the numbers, like we were talking about the numbers and stuff, like numbers don't matter, especially now because they can be so altered.
yeah,
You really have to know that these are real people. And that's what upset me. Like the 1 million account didn't upset me when it got taken down because I thought there's so many trolls and bots. Like who knows if these are even real people. But when
Yeah.
I have my real people messaging me, I'm like, these are real people that I'm making connections with. Like they're real people. And that's what I care about is I know that they're gonna delete my stuff, whatever. I said they know me well enough to find me again. I have
Of
faith
course.
in that, and they always do, and they always find me again. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I just need to have peace in knowing that the right people will come when they're supposed
course.
to come, and
Of course.
it's all gonna be fine. So when I lost my account, I mean, I had it for 3 months. I shot up, I went down real fucking quick, just as quick as I went up, I
Yeah.
went down. And it's a lesson in don't put. My sister had told me you have to not put value in those numbers because
Yes,
that page can get taken
exactly.
down at any moment, and you won't have it. And what are you gonna do when it's gone?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll be fine. And then it got taken down, and I'm like, well, it's gone. Well,
Now
and
what?
then it was like, all right, fine. And I'm like, I'm fine. I got it. And then it's like, okay, let's see how you're gonna do now for a couple months without it. And
Yeah.
I thrived. And so I think that, like you said, a lot of people want to just have the numbers, want to have the
Yeah.
fame. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I'm trying to build something different. Like, I want to change the world. I'm not just here for like myself. I want everyone to like grow and be
I like that.
happy. Like,
Yeah.
that's all you guys. Like, hard to say.
I think, yeah, but it's like such a huge difference between miserable and being happy. You cannot, it's so hard to change so fast from one
Right.
to another. There are like stages, and I think you are exactly what you deliver as information. You catch people in these stages, in their ascendant, from a place which is a lot of darkness and density and sufferment, and especially those people who literally hurt you the most in life. If you felt like that, imagine they are twice hurt than you are.
I know.
So usually I feel a lot of, I have a lot of compassion for these people, and I send the highest best for them because they suffer way much more than they have hurt me, right? So with the wisdom of the heart that I'm always pushing for, for someone to listen to their heart, is to respect your timing and this path from feeling miserable until to reach happiness, because in the middle is the balance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen overnight.
No.
It takes a minute.
Yeah.
It's a journey, and you guys can watch the journey happen.
Yeah.
It happened on speed for me, but don't worry, it'll happen. But yeah, it is. I think that people think like, oh, when you figure it out, we never figure it out. The journey never ends.
We don't have to figure out. We just have to feel the heart as much as possible in the 3D. And I think that you're doing that. I think you're sharing that with your public, and I wanted my public to have a taste of your energy and have a taste of your information. And I really recommend to everyone to follow Alex Hurst, to follow her page and her journey of awakening and ascending to the 5D.
Yes, and what are your socials so that my followers can follow you?
It's Ioana Adina Wanda.
Oh my God.
Name, yeah, Ioana Adina Wanda. No, but it's La Jolla Crystals Healing. It's the page that I'm putting now all the knowledge with the crystals, and I literally invite you to follow that. And I love very much to put every information about quantum transformation and everything on my Mood for Nature account, also on Instagram and on Facebook, and of course my personal account that it's there, but my name is Ioana Adina Wanda. It's really difficult. But it's my name and I love it.
Yeah, I tagged her on Instagram, but
yeah, guys, and I tagged Alex, so I think we already embrace each other, and people who feel they need the information, they will they will go and they will exchange it, they will follow, and they will.
I feel like it's really interesting when people say like, when you find your soul family, you just know. And it's like,
Yeah.
it really is like, we just met like, what, 2-3 weeks ago?
And we're doing,
And it's like, it just feels so, it's like
Yeah.
natural
Yeah.
though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you find the people that like understand what you're saying and
Yeah.
get it, it's such a breath of fresh air to be able to
yes,
talk.
yes, because
And I've even had real human interaction, like legit. Like, I mean, yeah, I was at a restaurant, but like to have these conversations with another
I'm
human
happy,
instead of
yeah.
just my followers online, I'm like, I literally had journals, and I was like, you have got to send me help. I cannot do this alone. I will stop. And literally, that is when Gracie and Cassie came, and then we met
Wow.
you. It was divine timing, like literally days before. I was like, I'm ready to give up if you don't send me something.
From my own experience, I'm asking for help all the time. I think every day, please help me. And I think sometimes this is the most powerful prayer or intention that we can put out there. You know, please help me reach the right people that will help me manifest my mission here and everything. So that really served me a long years. And doing that every day, it always, in the last 4 years, it has led me to very interesting people.
Yeah.
Like people I never knew I could meet.
I think
So
like,
here,
I think asking for help. I literally
Yeah.
said it this morning because they said in my Akashic records, they're like, your angels are always with you, and like you can
Yeah.
call on them anytime.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean? And when you said when you have more questions, you have more answers.
Yeah.
They want to give you the answers, but you have to ask the questions.
Of
and
course.
you have to call on them and be like, I welcome you. I need your help,
Yeah.
please. And I always tell people like, just believe in anything more than yourself, like that's out there. Because I don't know, it's like, yeah, we have everything within us, but we also are relearning everything. Like we forgot so much. We have to reactivate everything within us. So
Exactly.
we are gonna need their help.
We receive help, but you know, they cannot help us if they don't have our free will, because
Yeah.
the free will has a very specific frequency.
Mhm.
And all the beings that are around us in the 3D, you know, unseen beings, of course, they're here to help only if you allow them to help you.
Yeah.
So
Well, thank you so much. We literally gonna end this like so much. See, I told you 2 hours.
yes, I love it. Really? Oh
forever.
my gosh. No, I love it. I love our whole discussion. Thank you guys for watching. Exchange information, share, love each other. That's my final message, and I will lead to the final word to Alex to send her a last thought to all of you.
Thank you for tuning in, and if you missed any of it, you can rewatch it on my live, or I will probably post it on my podcast. If I think you sent me the link.
Yes.
So thank you guys for hanging out. Let us know if you want us to do another one together and what you want us to talk about, even though we'll talk about everything. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to give me a subject. Bye.
Love you guys. Bye. Bye.